Using an agile process doesn't obviate the need for planning and strategy in a startup. Hello, and welcome to my vlog. I'm Sumant Vepa, a developer, a DevOps engineer, and an entrepreneur, and this is my story. So we spent this morning going through our plans for next quarter for Virtual, our startup. And we went through a bunch of scenarios about the kind of what products and what features we're going to be working on, what we're going to release, what sort of sales and marketing we're going to do, and how all of them tie in together. And in the coming weeks, we'll break them down into agile, smaller sprints that we can release on. But it's important to realize that as a product manager or an entrepreneur in a startup or even a developer, you shouldn't confuse running your agile sprint process with strategic planning. Strategic planning and customer discovery and product finding product market fit require planning and execution of various steps that can themselves be broken up into agile smaller sprints, but the sprints themselves are not a substitute for planning. What agile processes do is that they allow you to create a process that gets you rapid feedback, where you release frequently and you release quickly. For example, we operate in 3-day sprints, and we release software every 3 days, and our marketing campaigns are updated every 3 days. So therefore, we get some progress that way, and we get feedback on how we're doing relatively quickly, and we can course correct. But that's not a substitute for having a framework under which you conduct these agile processes, these sprints. The main problem with not having an overall strategy is that when you run an agile process without an overall plan for where you want to be over a longer period of time, say about a quarter, a year, or even 3 years, in a startup, is that it's easy to be distracted by the focus of the minutia, the immediate releases that you're focusing on, and lose track of the big picture as to what you actually want to achieve. And you can end up committing to doing things that are, in the big picture, just busy work rather than things that are moving the needle. And as a founder, particularly as a senior product person within a startup, you will need to pay close attention to whether your agile product cycles, your sprint cycles, are leading in the right direction, and whether they are actually creating artifacts that are moving the lever for you. So, and whether they are changing the underlying economics of your business. So keep that in mind when you run a sprint process. It's easy to get lost in the minutia. You need to actually run planning sprints early on to get your overall strategy in place, and every once in a while redo those planning sprints so that you can update your plans and strategies to the feedback you received. Otherwise, you lose direction fairly easily. So that's my thought for today. I'll talk to you soon.